What is happening? Welcome to another pitcher video breakdown. My name is Nick Pollack of PitcherList.com. I've been doing that site for 10 years, covering pitchers, starting pitchers exclusively, and of course we do everything that you would want. But go check out that site. I review every single pitcher every day, and I do this video just for you guys here on YouTube. So thanks so much for watching. And if you don't know, I'm a giant Reid Detmers fan. When he was coming up last year, really exciting to see his slider for whiffs and fastballs and curveballs. He really got away from it in the first half, got his slider back in the second, but what's so exciting this year is that he throws harder on that four-seamer with more intent to go upstairs, and lately, he has a new slider. It comes in a little bit softer, has more drop to it, and we're going to see the success of that pitch against the Diamondbacks yesterday. So, here we go, fourth inning here, and he gets that free real estate with a big curveball, and that's at 72 miles per hour. I love this curveball. I think a lot of guys would love to have Reid Detmers' curveball as a number 3 pitch. And something we've seen this year from Reid Detmers is that he's kind of moved away from it. It was more four-seamers up, sliders down and into right-handers, and then the curveball wouldn't really be there. But now he's come back to the pitch a bit. I dig it. That's free real estate to start the fourth inning. I love to see. You can go slider inside now, as he does. Oh, beautiful. That's 84, and there's more drop to it. And I think that's very important because before it was more like a cutter and was trying to rely too much on velocity. But that bigger drop means that those guys that are selling it for the fastball, which isn't the most elite vertical rise pitch, there's a larger separation between those two. And I think that's a bigger thing that Detmers needed rather than the velocity change. And that's awesome to see. I mean, that location is pristine. And now that you threw a curveball inside the zone, slider down and in, generally the book says you go fastball upstairs. Let's see what happens. Beautiful. I mean, that's the most perfect at-bat from Reid Detmers here. If you want Reid Detmers summarized in 3 pitches, it's these 3. First, you have some free real estate, which is a curveball inside the zone. Then you have a pristine slider down and in for a whiff. And then you have a fastball upstairs at 94. This is Reid Detmers, guys. Learn to love him. Fastball inside. Beautiful. You got your first strike. Now because you have that fastball inside, you can go slider down and in. Oh, and he goes with the curveball instead, and you can actually see out of a hand, like he kind of really casts this pitch. Look, watch it again. And he does get a ton of spin on that. It's really good. And honestly, if that landed in the zone, that would have been a called strike. There's no way that Kelly's swinging at that one. Now you can go the slider inside. Oh, he does another curveball. Look at that, 74. So out in front of it. Doesn't know how much drop it's going to be. It's a really, really nice pitch. And I love that paired with the slider too. This is massive velocity gaps. 74 with the curveball, 84 with the slider, 94 at the fastball. It kind of reminds me of Johan Santana back in the day, replacing the 74 curveball with the changeup. But that's what it was, 95, 85, 75. I love this. I really do. Velocity gaps are something that I think we overlook a lot. We all want the super high speed. You know, Sandy Alcantara throws everything above 90 miles per hour. And the velocity is another way to get guys out on the front foot, getting weaker contact. Detmers is doing a really good job of this. And then he stuns him with another curveball at 76. And Kelly is just waiting for that fastball, right? He threw a fastball first pitch at 94 and then 3 slower pitches. And he just gives up on this one. I mean, let's watch it one more time. Look at the legs of Kelly here. Oh, jelly legs, right? He gets it down thinking it's going to be harder. No, and then it falls back in and he can't get his weight back enough. Beautiful. So against a lefty now, Detmers is going to favor the slider more. That's pretty much the book. Same handedness, so you go more sliders. That would be down and away. It's really hard to not, to figure out exactly where that slider is going to land. Is it going to be too far out of the zone? Is it going to be in the zone? Generally, that's what you do. Not a surprise that he went 86 slider there instead of the curveball. And I go fastball, and he gets the out. Right? That's supposed to be the whole idea with a lot of lefties against lefties and lefties. This is a standard affair. Is fastballs away and sliders off. And you see that more as lefty versus lefty than righty versus righty because left-handed batters have a higher tendency to be pull hitters than you do right-handers. It's just kind of how it is. Generally, their swings are more pull-heavy, and thus you can get away with outside pitches more so than you can with the right-handers who are generally more open to using the entire field. I can't tell you why that is. It's just how it is. So that means that you can get away more with the fastball outside with the sliders falling off than you can with right-handers. But anyway, there's your fly out. We're going to do one more inning here, which is the 5th, as I just want to watch more Reid Detmers. And he tries to get that free real estate like he did the start of the 4th. Didn't get it. Tries to go back with the fastball. And now you got to settle down. You got to be like, okay, what can I throw for a strike here? This is the 8th batter for the Giants. You got to throw a strike. Sometimes you throw a, if you threw 2 fastballs out of the zone, you throw a secondary pitch to get your release point back. Because he just threw a fastball, I'd say make the adjustment, throw another fastball, and get this in the zone. Good, and you'd love to see that. And props to Ahmed. You should be swinging at this. He was looking for something inner half with a fastball. Got one. Wasn't able to do anything with it. Fine. Good decision at 2-0. And Detmers made the adjustment. It's good to see that. I love seeing in-at-bat adjustments from young pitchers. That's how you become a veteran, is you miss with one pitch and you throw it again and you make it much better. This actually wasn't even intended, but I kind of love the fact that this was a 1-0 fastball way outside, right? That's over here. So just like it would be like shooting a free throw, you hit the front of the rim, the next one is going to be back of the rim, right? So he's trying to get it to here. So how does Reid Detmers calibrate? He aims more so over here than he would over here. And that's why it's over here, right? And that's fine. That's okay. I mean, he was saying, cool, let's just push it all the way over here. Maybe if I go too far here, then it can get back to there. But that's how you calibrate. And I see a lot of guys that throw that pitch out and away like this, and then they do it again and don't calibrate, and it's still out and away, right? I'd much rather see this than I would rather see this, right? I love it. So at 2-1, I guess go back to the curveball or the slider. No, he tries to go another fastball. No, calibrate, buddy. Come on, you just fixed it. Give me a curveball for a strike. That'd be so cool. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes. Oh, I love it. That's confidence. I mean, he barely gets it. He almost messed it up, but that's really cool confidence. And now what do you do, Ahmed? I mean, if you can throw a slider right now, he's dead to rights. If you can throw a slider down and in. Nope, just throws 95 because it's a really good fastball. And yeah, there you go. You got it. Weird at bat from Detmers. I don't think in any of those pitches actually hit the spot he wanted to. Like this one, it's supposed to be up here. The fastball he got for a strike was supposed to be up here. The curveball was supposed to be over here. But made it work. Got it all in the zone. And that's really good as a pitcher as far as confidence. First batter of the inning. As long as I throw strikes, I get outs. So you should feel good getting pitches in the zone. You throw a slider and now to start off this one. Yeah. So I swear to you, I don't have any sort of listing of what he throws here. But that's just the book, right? You throw first pitch slider, especially after an at-bat of not throwing any sliders and missing a lot with curveballs and fastballs. Good, I'm in a situation where I can throw a slider now, and hopefully that will help reset the release point of the other stuff. So really nice one there. Gets the call. You can pinpoint a fastball away now and mess up this lefty. As he 91. Yeah, I guess that's the fastball. It's got to be. Yeah, that's a weird one. 91 is like slightly lower than the normal velocity of Detmers, right? It's like 93 to 96. 91 is strange, but I guess he's, yeah, whatever. But he does it. Now, what do? You throw a slider away off of that. That's what the book says. Yep. And good job by Thomas. He says no. I know the book too, so I'm not going to swing. And this is what I call the gambit, right? You throw it a second time. Let's see if Detmers does that. You throw another slider. No. If you guys watched my Shane Bieber video on Friday, you'll see an at-bat against Salvador Perez where it was just that. It was the first 2-strike count. You throw a breaking ball out of the zone, and Perez says, no, that's not going to be a strike, so I don't swing. And he throws another breaking ball, which is actually even less hittable than the previous one, and Perez swings. Why? Because batters, after they see the first 2-strike breaking ball that's out of the zone, they feel like, aha, that's the one. I'm going to be rewarded now with a fastball. And sure, this is more up or inside than Detmers wanted to be more away as the lefty pull hitter. But this, after the 0-2 slider, should have been a fastball away. And you can see Thomas is out in front of this. Like, that's a heater inside. He's out in front. He's so timed for a heater as opposed to a slider. So you got to do that. You got to double up the slider there. Come on, get that free real estate. Fastball now. Oh, slider. Nice. Okay. You got a free strike with it. You got down enough. Just enough. You want that to be more inside, but you just got that foul. Marte's actually really hot right now, so you got to be careful. He swung at that one. I mean, that was a hittable one, right? I'm watching this again. And just trying to get some body language and everything. I would probably go fastball upstairs on this one because he does seem pretty on that slider. I wouldn't want to do the same velocity. Yeah. So fastball, you missed that one. I would try and do it again. So Detmers is getting into a zone of switcheroo, which is essentially the idea that you can never throw the same pitch twice in a row, which is not the truth in any way. But it's just that idea of like you got to constantly be changing eye level, got to be changing speeds, got to be changing this. He just saw this, so he's not used to that. I understand that philosophy because it's like you want to keep them off balance. You don't know what's coming next. But to actually keep them off balance, you have to constantly throw the same thing twice. You know, you can't just be only throwing opposite because then they have a 50-50 chance of like, oh, they just threw a fastball, then it's going to be a curve or a slider. So thus, I can sit back a little bit, right? So I'd be careful. I mean, that was a 2-1 pitch. He didn't want to throw a fastball because 2-1. Marte probably is going to be on that. I get that a lot. So he wants to go with the curveball. He was able to throw it for a strike. Marte swung out of his shoes on this one. I mean, that's a massive hanger. He is also on his front foot. So it probably was the right call not to throw a fastball. So, you know, I shouldn't really criticize the whole switcheroo. But I have a whole I had the one that's like switcheritis. I don't know. Changeritis? I can't remember what it was. This calls for a slider down and in, especially considering how he was on his front foot with the curveball. Yeah, even that one, like he's beat. And he has to swing at that because he's so out in front for a fastball. And I think Marte's kind of aware of that now. But he's also saying, look, I'm able to fend off these breaking balls, so thus I can stay with my same approach of chasing a fastball, right? So I would not give him a fastball still. I would give him a slider. Yeah, there you go. And you got the out. Oh, you didn't get the out. But that was, I mean, he fended that off. This is huge props to Marte because this is really tough because he's throwing, Detmers is throwing breaking stuff out of the zone and Marte is fending them off. So there's a part of me that's like, all right, fine. I'll give you what you want, but yeah, I gotta spot this inside, right? Let's see what happens. Fastball inside or slider again? Ooh, that looked like a cutter. Oh man, is that what that was? A 91-mile-per-hour cutter? Interesting. It says at 91, not at 94, 95. A little bit of inside movement that Marte didn't expect, and that's why he just fouled himself off. But that really tells me, again, slider. You got to do slider down and in. You have to do this. You're going to get him. He's so on it. He's so on. I mean, that's a bad fastball, 94 down the middle. Foul ball straight back. You can't. This is actually the perfect opportunity for a changeup if Detmers had one. He did back in the day. Doesn't really have one now. But this would be the changeup pitch. But I'd say slider. I got some of the curveball fighting. Yeah, all right. Curveball inside the zone. Yeah, Marte really was going fastball hunting. It was kind of just sharing it every single pitch there. Should have hit that 94-mile-per-hour one down the middle. That was really the pitch that Marte should have gotten. You threw a curveball for a strike. Good stuff. A little dangerous as it was still in the zone and middle. And if Marte really adjusted, I think that he could have done something with that. But he wanted to be a little farther down. But I mean, that was just nitpicking. That was good stuff, Detmers. And man, he's failing on that curveball. He's opening up too quickly on it. And if I'm the catcher, I'm like, hey, keep that shoulder closed, okay? That's just what you got to say on that curveball. Stay straight. There's a slider. I feel like he got on the side of this one. He really wrapped this one. You know, that could have just been the release point. Didn't get down. It's a lot of these pitches that the curveball and the slider here are both rushed, and that could be a factor of being a man on base and his front half going too quickly before his arms are ready. I've seen that a lot with lefties, with men on base, where they are all of a sudden start throwing up in arm side too much because they don't have the timing right from the stretch, and they're focused on the runner. So when they're looking at them, their front half is moving, but that means also that their arms aren't moving quick enough either as they normally would, which does then mean they lag behind and then they go up in arm side. There's a fastball. That's there, Lewis. That is Kyle Lewis. Come on, man. This is like 1-1. If you're fastball hunting, which he is, woo, that should have been crushed. That's a really, really meaty fastball at 1-1. You see that, you can throw a slider underneath that. Or you can go fastball up, whatever you want, yeah. That's a good pitch call because he is fastball hunting. He wants to go for it. He's swinging out of his shoes. He couldn't hit the low one. He might not go with the other one. And then slider in. It's got to be. No. Now it's 3-2. Here's the problem is that you do that 2-2. You don't get it. 3-2, are you going to throw that? Are you going to be daring enough? I mean, I would love it because he'll swing over it. There's no way Kyle Lewis is resisting a slider right here right now. Not a chance. But are you going to execute it? Ooh, that's a hanger. I think I know the result of this. I think it's an out, but man, this is a 3-2 high swing decision. He's out in front. You can see it right now where I paused it. All of his weight is too far forward, and he wants to be a little bit further back, and that's why this is going to be a fly out. Yeah. One more time. He got away with that. The entire at bat he got away with. That was a fastball down that Kyle Lewis should have crushed, and that was a 3-2 high swing decision. I think no one's just taken that. And it's slow enough that you'll get wood on it like you saw here. But, oh boy. I think after missing all those fastballs up, you should probably expect Detmers not to throw a fastball at that point because he just doesn't have it, doesn't trust to get a strike with it. So he should be thinking off speed in the first place. And I was thinking slider, but you see the curveball coming. I mean, got away with that one. But there is some really lovely stuff here from Detmers. Obviously, some still polish. There's still polish to be had. I do wonder if, we're still going to see those ups and downs as we go. But he's going to turn 24 next week. This kid is young, and this kid has legitimate stuff here. I'm obviously very excited about it. I have my bobblehead, and it's wonderful. But that is Reid Detmers, everybody. Make sure you leave a comment below on who you want me to watch. If you were looking for Andrew Abbott today, I did one on him 3 weeks ago. He's a little bit different now. Check out my SB Roundup, my article that I do every single night on every single pitcher to tell you more about Andrew Abbott. But that is it. So my name is Nick Pollack. Check us out on Twitch at twitch.tv/pitcherlist. I'm actually streaming on Monday from 2 to 6, and I'll be watching some video of Andrew Abbott there too. But that is it. So my name is Nick Pollack, and may your BABIPs be low and your strikeouts high.